Published 1812 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 5th of May 2018. Updated 0:54 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 6th of May 2018. Toxic gases are spewing from Kilauea volcano on Hawaii's Big Island, as new fissures form and thousands are forced to flee. The Hawaii Fire Department on Saturday reported extremely dangerous air quality conditions due to high levels of sulfur dioxide gas in the evacuation area of Leilani Estates in Lanapuna Gardens. Elderly, young, and people with compromised respiratory systems are especially vulnerable, officials say. Although no fatalities have been reported, officials say lava spurting into the residential neighborhood has destroyed at least 5 homes. Hawaii County spokeswoman Kanani Aton says 2 of the 8 vents that have formed since Thursday are actively spattering lava. A few others are releasing steam and gas while the oldest of the vents aren't doing anything. She says the vents are following a pattern of releasing steam and gas, then spattering lava and then releasing steam again before going quiet. Hawaii County has ordered evacuations for over 1,700 people living in Leilani Estates and neighboring Lanapuna Gardens. Scroll down for videos. A 2,000-foot-long fissure erupts within the Leilani Estates subdivision, on the east rift zone of the Kilauea volcano, igniting a home, and creating a black plume of smoke. In Hawaii on Saturday, a 2,000-foot-long fissure erupts within the Leilani Estates subdivision, on the east rift zone of the Kilauea volcano. On Saturday, lava burns across the road in the Leilani Estates in Pahoa, Hawaii on Saturday as residents fled from the area. Resident Sam Knox, 65, rides his bicycle to the edge of the road as lava burns in the Leilani Estates in Pahoa. Knox rides his bicycle to the edge of the road as lava burns across the road near his home in the Leilani Estates in Pahoa. Knox's home is a few hundred yards from the lava flow and he is not evacuating. He hopes the lava will not take his home. Lava from Fissure 7 slowly advances to the northeast on Ho'akapu Street in the Leilani Estates subdivision in Pahoa, Hawaii. Lava approaches a city bus stop at the Leilani Estates on Saturday. The Hawaiian Volcanoes Observatory said 8 volcanic vents have opened in the Big Island residential neighborhood of Leilani Estates since Thursday. The massive fissure within the Leilani Estates subdivision sends a huge plume of gas and smoke skyward. On Saturday, the Kilauea volcano sent more lava into Hawaii communities Friday, a day after forcing more than 1,500 people to flee from their mountainside homes, and authorities detected high levels of sulfur gas that could threaten the elderly and young. Fumes come out of cracks on the asphalt road near the Leilani Estates in Pahoa, Hawaii on Saturday. An aerial view showing the fissure that crossed Leilani Street, bottom right corner, in the Big Island of Hawaii, Hawaii Drive. Tim Richards, a longtime veterinarian on the island and county councilman, checks on evacuee Andrew Linney's dog Scotty. Fred Lord, a resident of Black Sands near the Leilani Estates, relaxes at the Pahoa Community Center after evacuating. This map shows some of the 8 fissures that have opened following the eruption of Kilauea. It follows the strongest earthquake in 43 years to strike Hawaii's Big Island. The earthquake hit about 12:33 p.m. Friday and was centered near the south flank of Kilauea volcano. It is the strongest earthquake to hit Hawaii since 1975, when a magnitude 7.1 struck in the same area, according to U.S. Geological Survey records. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says the quake wasn't strong enough to cause a tsunami, but several reports do state that there were small tsunami waves around the Big Island. No tsunami threat or advisory has been put in place. The State Transportation Department said on Twitter that no damage has been reported to roads, but there has been more than 14,000 utility customers without power. It's kind of like being on some kind of carnival ride, if you will. We are being shaken all the time, said Ria Limoku, a spokeswoman for Hawaii Electric Light. She added that half the customers have had their power restored. A man watches as lava is seen soaring from a fissure in the Leilani Estates subdivision near the town of Pahoa. A earthquake of magnitude 6.9 hit about 12:33 p.m. Friday and was centered near the south flank of Kilauea volcano. A man watches as lava is seen coming from a fissure in Leilani Estates subdivision on Hawaii's Big Island on Friday. Residents are stressed out about earthquakes while coping with a lava threat from Kilauea volcano that has burned 2 homes. Pacific Tsunami Warning Center says the quake wasn't strong enough to cause a tsunami. Another 5.7 magnitude tremor was said to have hit the island earlier on Friday. U.S. Geological Survey seismologist Jana Pursley told CNN there had been 119 earthquakes on the Big Island since Thursday afternoon. For the quake, Hawaii County Civil Defense said a new vent opened near an intersection. There has been no activity at a geothermal power plant, which had been taken offline. Hawaii National Guard spokesman Maj. Jeff Hickman added that the Hilo airport and highways didn't sustain any damage from Friday's magnitude 6.9 quake. Hawaii County spokeswoman Janet Snyder also said the county has yet to conduct a full damage assessment. 4 to 5 landslides occurred along the Hamakau coast on the Big Island, according to the Hawaii County Civil Defense Agency. People take photos of lava as steam rises from a fissure in Leilani Estates subdivision. Hawaii National Guard spokesman Maj. Jeff Hickman says the Hilo Airport and highways didn't sustain any damage from Friday's magnitude 6.9 quake. 2 shelters have been made available for evacuees, with one at the Pehoa Community Center and the other at the Kilauea Community Center. 200 residents were said to be at these shelters by Friday afternoon. That's part of being on an active volcano, unfortunately, Civil Defense Administrator Talmadge Magno said. CNN reports Big Island Mayor Harry Kim stressed that families would be notified when it was safe for them to return to their homes. State Sen. Russell Ruderman added he could feel strong shaking in Hilo. He stated that merchandise fell off the shelves in a natural food store he owns. He also felt shaking during an earlier magnitude 5.7 earthquake. He continued by describing how residents are stressed out about earthquakes while coping with a lava threat from Kilauea volcano that has burned 2 homes. Residents also claimed that they could feel the tremors all the way out at Oahu and Kauai. Cone reported 2 shelters have been made available for evacuees, with one at the Pehoa Community Center and the other at the Kilauea Community Center. 200 residents have been said to be at these shelters by Friday afternoon. The Kilauea volcano sent more lava into Hawaii communities Friday, a day after forcing more than 1,500 people to flee from their mountainside homes. The Kilauea volcano sent more lava into Hawaii communities Friday, a day after forcing more than 1,500 people to flee from their mountainside homes, and authorities detected high levels of sulfur gas that could threaten the elderly and people with breathing problems. The eruption that began with lava flying into the sky from a crack in a road continued with reports of molten rock spurting from several volcanic vents. Neighborhoods downhill from the vents were at risk of being covered up. At least 2 homes were destroyed, officials said. Julie Woolsey lives on a street where a vent opened up and channeled lava to within 1,000 yards (914 meters) of her house. When it appeared, she freed her chickens, loaded her dogs into her truck, evacuated with her daughter and grandson. Civil defense officials cautioned the public about high levels of sulfur dioxide near the volcano and urged vulnerable people to leave immediately. Exposure to the gas can cause irritation or burns, sore throats, runny noses, burning eyes and coughing. We knew we were building on an active volcano, she said, recalling how she purchased the lot on the Big Island for $35,000 more than a decade ago after living on Maui became too expensive. But she thought the danger from lava was a remote possibility. You can't really predict what Pele is going to do, she said, referring to the Hawaiian volcano goddess. It's hard to keep up. We're hoping our house doesn't burn down. The community of Leilani Estates, near the town of Pehoa, appeared to be in the greatest danger. Authorities also ordered an evacuation of Lanapuni Gardens, a smaller, more rural subdivision directly to the east. But scientists said new vents could form, and it was impossible to know where. Lava makes its way towards a home in Puna district as folks are forced to evacuate. Nearly 1,500 people have fled from their homes after Hawaii's Kilauea volcano sent molten lava chewing through forests and bubbling up on paved streets in an eruption that one resident described as a curtain of fire. A map of one of Friday's earthquakes can be seen. Abio civil defense officials cautioned the public about high levels of sulfur dioxide near the volcano and urged vulnerable people to leave immediately. Exposure to the gas can cause irritation or burns, sore throats, runny noses, burning eyes and coughing. Maja Stenbach began to get nervous when she noticed cracks in the streets near her home. On Thursday, she shot video of the lava as it bubbled and splattered across the street about 6 blocks from her house. You can feel it all the way into the core of your being, she said. It's just that roaring and unbelievable power of the lava bubbling up and spitting up into the air. At least 100 people were staying in shelters Friday, with many more evacuees believed to be with relatives and friends. The community of Leilani Estates, near the town of Pehoa, appeared to be in the greatest danger and officials quickly went to assist in the evacuation. Stenbach, her daughter and grandchildren packed as much as they could into their car. The 2 kids were each allowed to select 3 toys to take before the family left for a friend's home about a 30-minute drive away. I have lived through a lot of lava flows here, but never this close before, Stenbach said. There were no immediate reports of injuries. At least 100 people were staying in shelters Friday, with many more evacuees believed to be with relatives and friends. After a mandatory evacuation due to a lava eruption yesterday, Leilani Estates residents line up on the road leading to the area. Friday, May 4, 2018, in Pahoa, Hawaii. The Hawaii governor activated the National Guard to help with evacuations and provide security for properties that were abandoned when residents fled to safety. Kilauea has erupted periodically for decades, and scientists said they have no way of predicting how long the eruption will continue. A key factor will be whether a magma reservoir at the summit starts to drain in response to the eruption, which has not happened yet, said Astamilius, a geophysicist with the U.S. Geological Survey's Hawaiian Volcano Observatory. Authorities also ordered an evacuation of Laanapuni Gardens, a smaller, more rural subdivision directly to the east in this photo released by U.S. Geological Survey. Ash plume rises above the Pu'u crater on Hawaii's Kilauea volcano Thursday, May 3, 2018 in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. There is quite a bit of magma in the system. It won't be just an hours-long eruption probably, but how long it will last will depend on whether the summit magma reservoir gets involved. And so we are watching that very, very closely, Milia said. After a week of earthquakes, authorities had warned residents to be prepared to evacuate because an eruption would give little warning. Henry Callio said the first sign that something might be wrong happened when cracks emerged in the driveway of his home in Leilani Estates. His wife, Stella, then received a call from an official who told them to get out immediately. They feared they might lose their house. This is our retirement dream, Henry Callio said. Kilauea's Pu'u crater floor began to collapse Monday, triggering the earthquakes and pushing the lava into new underground chambers. The collapse caused magma to push more than 10 miles, 16 kilometers, downslope toward the populated southeast coastline of the island. Kilauea's Pu'u crater floor began to collapse Monday, triggering the earthquakes and pushing the lava into new underground chambers. The collapse caused magma to push more than 10 miles, 16 kilometers, downslope toward the populated southeast coastline of the island. The magma later crossed under Highway 130, which leads to a popular volcano access point. Authorities closed the area to visitors and ordered private tour companies to stop taking people into the region. Over the decades, most of Kilauea's activity has been non-explosive, but a 1924 eruption spewed ash and 10-ton, 9-metric-ton, rocks into the sky and killed one person. A 1983 eruption resulted in lava fountains soaring over 1,500 feet, 457 meters, into the sky. Since then, the lava flow has buried dozens of square miles of land and destroyed many homes. After a week of earthquakes, authorities had warned residents to be prepared to evacuate because an eruption would give little warning. Mari Hicks, 56, left, and Tim Hicks, 51, both residents of the Leilani Estates, spent the night in their car after being evacuated from their home due to a lava eruption.